Yeah, I think the real key is going to be is that, you have to understand that what I said earlier about retirees working, you have to understand it wasn't all driven by an economy. It was not like somebody did some magic wand and all of a sudden all these people are working in places. Part of it was driven by each individual's self, and that is if you go back to an earlier publication that we did on birth trauma and death urge, a lot of people were driven in the old days to retire. And within 5 or 10 years, the percentage of people that checked out because there wasn't any purpose left for them, because they didn't feel like they were going to be on the planet, or maybe their dad and mom died the same year. I mean, I've been dealing with an issue with my own mom because my own mom started this year approaching the same year that her mother passed away. And I could see the symptom after the symptom of her activating her death urge, where there was a part of her that was just giving up. So the key of it, Lamasery says, is that we make a decision to leave the planet, and then we create socially acceptable symptoms to make it okay. And that's where the mindset. Now, what about dominion? And what about having years as old as trees? Both of these are quotes from scripture. So if we're supposed to have dominion over everything that exists on this planet, and then let our days be as old as trees. Well, I don't know about you. Which tree you talking about? A maple tree, or how about a California redwood that could live 700, 800 years? How about a banyan tree in Africa, India, and China that I've seen them 2 to 3,000 years old? I've meditated on a tree not far from Mount Kalish that was over 2,500 years old. A Volkswagen Beetle would completely disappear behind the trunk of the tree, let alone the branches of the tree. And when you put your back to a tree right there for about 30 minutes to an hour, you're going to walk away with one thing for sure. One of the most powerful metaphysical experiences you ever had. And you're not going to have a problem with enlightenment. You're going to understand why the Buddha spent many, many days sitting with his back to the tree, because that tree is more balanced than 90% of the human beings on this planet today. So it's all about balance. And when I practice the Tai Chi Gong that we do in the 45-day challenge, everything starts to come into balance. And all of a sudden, you're going to learn to move like a tree. And you think, how does a tree move, Lama Rasaji? It moves very slowly. And hidden in that slow movement of the tree is one of the secrets of longevity. And see, if we could humble ourselves enough to begin to learn from children, learn from people who have been on the earth 60 plus years. If we could really humble ourselves to spend enough time in nature like all the great sages did. See, it's not by not that the founder of Reiki, the founder of Aikido, the founder and the source behind most of the world religions, the messengers that were the messengers before those religions, what do they have all in common? They spent enough time in nature uncovering the truths that the human race forgot. And it starts by humbling yourself. It starts by emptying your cup, not thinking you know everything. I see sometimes in the patterns, some people will make a comment, and it's like they want to make a point and be right more than learn what they're here to learn. I'm thinking to myself, how are you ever going to get beyond that ego state of mind? It's more important to be right than it is to truly humble yourself to learn. Man, you got a long ways to go if that's your mindset. That's not even close to emptying your cup. We have an old statement right over walking in the front door of the Lamasery. It says, from Boganathar Lao Tzu, I must empty my cup before entering to receive the knowledge of divinity. Or don't enter. Or don't enter, right? So this is why we have to do mirror meditation.
Yes.
Mirror meditation is unbelievable.